fertilizer shortages are real now because Russia is a big exporter of fertilizer. And even though fertilizer is not sanctioned, less fertilizer is coming out of Russia. As a result, we're working with countries to think about natural solutions like manure and compost. And this may hasten transitions that would have been in the interest of farmers to make eventually anyway. So never let a crisis go to waste, but we really do need this financial support from the Congress to be able to meet emergency food needs so we don't see the cascading deadly effects of Russia's war extend into Africa and beyond.
Never let a crisis go to waste. She actually said the quiet part out loud. First of all, I'm going to replay this just for a second. And I want everyone to focus on the eyes. The eyes are the window
shortage of fertilizer.
Hey. The eyes are the window to the soul. I'm going to put myself on mute and just stare at her eyes. And just tell me if these eyes ring of sincerity or absolute insincerity. Maybe I'm projecting, but I'll explain in a second.
Fertilizer shortages are real now because Russia is a big exporter of fertilizer.
Can't do it. Look at the fake feign, like right there. The fake feigning of concern. Maybe I'm projecting. I see deadness in these eyes. I see deadness in these eyes. And I want people out there in the world to tell me if you see deadness in my eyes or apathy or boredom or fatigue, if it looks like I don't love doing what I'm doing, I want people to tell me. Now, it might be because I'm tired or stressed or don't actually love doing what I'm doing, or it might just be a bad day. But I need to know, because there is, in my humble, opinion, I can tell when people look disingenuous, when they don't look like they believe in what they're saying, or when they just look like, please take me out of here. I would like to be anywhere else but here. And if I ever look like that doing what I'm doing, that might be the day to end it. But I have no doubt, I forget, what's this person's name? I forget what her name is. I have no doubt that this person just wants to be out of where she is, much of the same way Saki does. I look at Saki's eyes and maybe I'm projecting. I see someone who doesn't believe in what she's saying, for the life of her just wants to get out of it and never wants to be back in that position, because I think they now fully appreciate that in order to be the mouthpieces of liars, you yourself have to be a liar. Oh my God. But can you believe what she's actually saying? I mean, you know what? Let's just go back to the substance of this. I forgot. That's why I brought it up. Listen to the substance. Listen to the substance of what she's saying. There's food shortages. There's going to be, there's fertilizer coming out of Russia is on the decrease, because lo and behold, there are various ways of fighting what some might consider to be unlawful sanctions, because Russia does export a lot of stuff that the rest of the world needs to eat.
And even though fertilizer is not sanctioned, less fertilizer is coming out of Russia. As a result, we're working with countries to think about natural solutions like.
Yeah, we're working with countries to work on natural solutions, because, feeding a global population, it's the type of thing you wing. It's the type of thing you figure out on the fly. It's the type of thing you figure out how to resolve once you've created an international potential food crisis. Yeah, we'll figure it out. This is like the most incompetent corporation saying, yeah, we'll cause global structural, infrastructural problems to feed how many people are on the earth now? 8.5 billion? We'll figure it out. Because we'll implement it overnight. The green energy that Obama tried to do. Let's just go throw a bunch of money at some green energy companies. Saw how that turned out. We'll figure out how to feed the world's population after the big bad boogeyman Russia decides, you want to sanction me and seize assets from oligarchs and declare an all-out war on us for what is a regional conflict? Yeah, no, but you don't want to buy our oil, but you need our fertilizer to actually feed the global population. We'll figure it out as we go. Details.
Like manure and compost. And this may hasten transitions that would have been in the interest of farmers to make eventually anyway. So never let a crisis go to waste, but we really do need this financial support from the Congress to be.
It's going to hasten what would have been in the farmers' interests in any event. So this is now a politician saying, we've done screwed up. And we're now telling the farmers what would have been in their interests. I mean, if you don't have an alternative to fertilizing the soil, it's not in your best interest, in your interest, or in any interest in the realm of humanity to say, we're going to futz with your ability to produce food. It'll be in your interest to find an alternative way of doing it, a greener way. I don't exactly know what that would look like. It'll be in your interest anyhow, but now that we've actually made it your problem, now it's even more in your interest. Never let a crisis go to waste. Never let a crisis that we caused go to waste. If this were, I won't say it, potentially criminal, to cause the havoc and then to say, let's not let this havoc go to waste. My goodness, let's scream fire in a crowded theater. Hey, but now that people are on the ground getting trampled, let's test out our new ambulance system. Never let a crisis go to waste. Never let the crisis that we initiated go to waste, so that we can now give ourselves more work to do to resolve the crisis that we initiated, because you never let a crisis go to waste, even when you caused it.
Be able to meet emergency food needs so we don't see the cascading deadly effects of Russia's war extend into Africa and beyond.
The deadly effect of Russia's war. It's like a child that cannot accept responsibility for their own actions. It's Russia's fault now that the rest of the world is going to be in an emergency food situation, because Russia is not, while being sanctioned, continuing to give the world what they need while being denied what they need by the rest of the world. Russian citizens, through these sanctions, and I've now come to appreciate that sanctions are basically a form of economic warfare against civilians. The rest of the world is depriving Russian citizens of what they need to survive in an attempt to get them to turn on their government, to use civilians as political tools of war. There's a word for that. But while the rest of the world does that to Russia, Russia is expected to continue to give to the citizens and civilians of the rest of the world what they need in order to live, while being deprived of what they need in order to live. I mean, but yeah, it's Russia's fault. The gas hike, which started well before the war, Russia's war in Ukraine, that's Putin's fault. The food shortages, which are now starting as a direct result of foreign policy as relates to that war, Russia's fault. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely irresponsible. It's childish to a comedic level, except this is resulting in people dying everywhere. Never let a crisis go to waste. She said it out loud on national television. I don't know. I don't know where that was. National television.